What was that rehab experience like? Because you went into a pretty serious place for quite a amount of time. I mean, not a lot of alcoholics would do something like that.
I went to a treatment center in rural Oregon outside Portland. And at the time, I remember, I'm just going to go here for a couple weeks. I'm going to spin dry, and get back to my super important career. I know I got to sort some things out, but I got things to do. And when I arrived there, I realized the gravity of my situation. I was like, I'm in a mental institution. I think I'm this smart guy. But the truth is, the decisions that I'd made about how to live my life had culminated in me arriving in this place. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I realized, I better make the most of this because I don't ever want to come back to a place like this. And I made a decision to really do everything they told me to do, to take all of my questioning or doubt out of the equation and just show up and have the willingness to take direction. And I started sharing about how I was actually living for the very first time with the groups and with the counselors. And I remember one counselor, after I'd been there a week or so, pulled me aside and he goes, Rich, you have a case of alcoholism that we generally only see in 65-year-old lifelong drinkers. And if you don't make this your number one priority, you're probably gonna die. And he wasn't being overly dramatic about it, but he wanted me to really understand what was actually happening. And I was able to hear that. And
was that your physiology or was that your mental state?
I don't know.
Okay.
You can spend a lot of time thinking, analyzing, why am I an alcoholic? What led me here? Ultimately, I don't find that to be that fruitful or helpful in terms of how to move forward. I try to focus on the solution and how to live today. But I think hearing that made me realize oh, this is serious, and I better take this seriously. So I ended up staying in that rehab for 100 days.
By choice?
Yeah, by choice. It's a long time to be in rehab.
It is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a nice place.
I mean, it wasn't like a fancy resort-like experience, but it wasn't boot camp either,
And why stay for that long?
I needed to completely overhaul how I was living from top to bottom. And I needed a new toolbox for that. I needed to learn new tools for how to treat myself and how to be in the world. I needed to develop a spiritual relationship with myself and with something greater than myself, which was a brand new experience for me.